Today I'm here to do a video on who I think kidnapped Beth in the previous episode that just aired. So let's get started. And also, this is a video request from one of my lovely subscribers. She goes by the name of Super Wahenta. Now, if I said your name wrong, please excuse me for that. So let's get started. Now, who I think kidnapped Beth is a character named Garrett. Now, a lot of people have been asking the question, who is Garrett? Who is he? We don't know who is this guy. We never seen him before. So let me explain it to you. Some of you already know, and some of you don't know. Garrett, here's the problem here. Garrett hasn't been introduced into the series yet. Yes, he will make his appearance before The Walking Dead season 4 ends. He's supposed to make his appearance around either episode 15 or either episode 16. He will not make his appearance in episode 14. You want to know why he's not going to make his appearance? Because that episode is a standalone episode. And that episode is for Carol, Tyrese, Lindsay, Milka, and Judah. That's their episode. We will not see any other character in the episode but those characters. That's the reason why I think Garrett is going to make his appearance, his first appearance in either episode 15 or episode 16. Also, to add, the actor who's going to portray Garrett, his name is Andrew White. Go Google him. He's a white Caucasian male. Look him up. So therefore, that can give you some insight on how the character is going to look. And also, Andrew White. Andrew. Just said his last name. Yeah, Andrew West. He just signed. He signed a contract with Robert Kirkman, so he could so he can be he can make a major he can be a major character for season 5. So if you just got with everything I just said, it makes sense. Like I say, he's going to make his appearance at the end of season 4, and then he's going to have a major role in season 5. So therefore, we're going to see a lot of his character, and we're going to get a lot of character development from him in season 5. So also, Robert Kirkman been hinting about this character for months now. Months. And he never revealed too much about him because he didn't want spoilers to get about this character. But he did throw one hint. He said that he said that Garrett will have some character traits from one of the characters from the Walking Dead comic book. And not even character traits. He's going to be like one of the characters from the Walking Dead comic book. Now, by the signs of the previous episode that we just seen, we seen Beth get kidnapped. We saw a cross, look like a cross sign embedded in front of the window of the car. We can clearly see a cross sign. So therefore, that's telling us whoever did that strongly believes in God. Literally, they strongly believe in him because it's obvious. And like I say, they give us signs of either that person being a priest, and like I say, it's a priest or a preacher. It's all the same. And I don't see it being your average Christian. Herschel was a Christian, but you ain't see cross signs everywhere. This guy got a cross sign literally smudged. Look like it's smudged. Look like he used his finger to smudge it. And look like he got a cross sign in the front of his window. The man was living by a funeral home here. And he was taking dead bodies and putting makeup on them to make the people look like who they were before they died. To make it look like they were still human. Trying to remember these people of who they were. And that right there gives you sign. But back to what I was saying about Gabriel. Like I say, Gabriel is a black male. As a black African male from the Walking Dead comic book. He's a preacher. He owns a church too. And like I say, he has, and also you have the remix version of him that's going to be in a TV show. And as I stated, his name is Garrett, except his name is not Gabriel in a TV show. His name is Garrett. Also, he's not African American. He's Caucasian. He's white. So that's why they say a remix character. Also, they motives. the way they think. All that is different. They're not the same. And I'm gonna explain to you why they're not the same. Now in the comic book, you have Gabriel Stokes. Rick and his group runs into Gabriel Stokes after the prison arc and after they meet Abraham. After they meet Abraham, they end up going on the road to Washington D.C. I think they get lost at one point. They don't get lost, but they end up running into a preacher named Gabriel Stokes. And when Gabriel Stokes he talks to Rick, he breaks down and he starts crying to him. And he tells Rick, he says that he's done some very bad things in the past, and he regrets them. Until this day, it still haunts him. And what he told Rick was it was pretty bad, because this is why The Walking Dead is so fucking good, because when you can take a preacher and break him like that, it make him start to question if there's a God or not. And I mean, through his whole life he's been serving God. I mean, saying he feel like God put him on there. He had a purpose. That's why God put him there. He has a gift. And when you get broken like that, that's how you know something is not right. Because you would think with him being a Christian too, he would help people. Because some Christians feel like they're obligated to help other people. Some of them don't. Some of them don't help people. But then you got the ones who do feel like they're obligated to help other people. Look at Herschel Green, for example. When he was talking to Rick and Glenn at the bar, after Shane, with the incident with Shane busting open the barn house and killing all the people he thought was he could cure. He was literally in stress at the bar. He was telling Rick, he says, when you people first arrived, I wanted you gone. But he said it was the Christian in me that allowed me to let you stay at my farm. So therefore, Herschel lived by that. He lived by those morals, that moral code. He lived by that. But it's different for Gabriel Stokes, because he got broke. Because when he was talking to Rick, like I say, he breaks down. He just starts crying. And he says, I was living in this church. He said I had food. He said I had everything. Because even he was living he started living in the church after everything happened. He said that they had local people. They used to come to the church. He said they came there seeking shelter. He said once they came there and they knocked on the door, he said I would not let them in. Again, he said I would not let them in, because he said he know he ain't have enough food to help them out. He only had enough food for himself. Now that's what you call survival of the fittest. That's what you call a human being morality really breaking down in the zombie apocalypse, when they do something like that. And then he says it had even well, then he said it had in it even more people coming to his church trying to get in, and he wouldn't let them in. And then he said after that, he says one day he hears screaming, he hears howling or howling outside, and he says that he says it's revealed that the people who were sleeping outside of his church got attacked by zombies, and they got eaten alive. And he said while they was getting eaten alive, they was screaming his name for him to help. And he said the only thing he could do is ball up in the corner, because he didn't want to open up the door for them. And then after that, he said one of the members that was getting eaten had doomed him and told him he's gonna burn in hell. That's why the show is so deep. When you sit right there and they able to break a preacher like that. But now I just said his story. Now remember, Garrett is that remixed character, but except it's different this time, because Garrett looked like he's actually helping people out. For example, Yeah, they might make it look like he kidnapped Beth, whatever, and made it, and they might try to make it look like it was like kind of wrong with him doing it. But I think Garrett is actually a good person. I think they did it. I think they did that to make some type of suspense to have the viewers be like, wow, like add some type of shock value to him. Like, wow, what's going to happen to Beth? I don't think nothing's going to happen to Beth. And like I said about Garrett, it's different for him because if he was truly like his counterpart, Gabriel Stokes, he would have never kidnapped Beth. Gabriel Stokes didn't kill, and the only reason Rick and his group was able to get into that church in the comic book was because Gabriel Stokes had ran low on food and he decided to leave the church house, and he ends up running into Rick on his way leaving out. That's the only way they was able to get in that church. I guarantee you, if they would have came to that church and he would have had everything he needed, he would have never opened up that door for him. But back to what I was saying about Garrett. Like I say, I strongly believe that Garrett was the one who had made them sanctuary signs, and I strongly believe he was the one on that radio when Daryl was driving that car saying we have sanctuary. I strongly believe it's him. And also in the comic book, they have a church. Like I say, they have a church, and they call that church for some reason they kept referring to that church as a sanctuary. They kept referring to the church as a sanctuary in the comic book. Maybe the sanctuary in the TV show could be a church that they going to. I mean, we seen the funeral home. That's just the funeral home, but we never seen the church yet. So maybe they could be heading to a church. And I think I pretty much named everything for this video. But yeah, Garrett, he's not a bad person. I don't think he is. Like I say, if he was that bad, Scott Gimple wouldn't have him having a major role, especially having a major role being in Rick Group. I know they had the governor with a major role, but he was a villain. And like I said, this guy is going to be one of those type of support characters. So I don't think they would have him in Rick Group, because Gabriel Stokes, he was in Rick Group after they had they talking stuff, and he decides to join them in the comic book. So he's not bad. He's not a bad person at all. Like I say, he strongly believes in God. And when you live in a type of world and you can get broke like that, and it makes you start to question God. It makes you start to question if God exists. That's very powerful. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Not even a review, but yeah. Like I say, he's gonna be a remix character of Gabriel, but some different. Some of the character traits will be the same, and some going to be different from the other one. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Remember to leave your comments in the comment section down below. Have a nice day. God bless and peace.